raising your vibration through the release of guilt. Guilt is a very powerful negative vibration that can begin to manifest things in our lives that we don't actually want. So, the first thing that we get to understand with guilt is that it is one of the lower vibrational energies on the emotional scale. It is down there with dissatisfaction, envy, guilt, shame. It's all similar in terms of what you're manifesting. And what you get to understand, the first thing that really gets to land in order to release guilt is that realizing that it serves no other purpose than your own suffering. You see, when we're feeling guilty, when we're in that energy, we are basically in an energy that does nothing for us besides making us feel very uncomfortable on the inside. The feeling of guilt, this feeling of shame, like you did something wrong. And when you realize that that energy serves no purpose, it doesn't benefit you, it doesn't benefit anyone else. It only brings your energy down, and now it affects how you can show up in the future. So one way you can effectively release guilt is to realize it serves no purpose and it only makes things worse. And realize what you are actually in, the energy that you are in when you are in guilt is an energy of a belief, a rooted belief that you deserve to be punished. There is an underlying energetic that is playing out unconsciously that says you deserve to be punished. That's why you feel guilty. So that will then attract or create or manifest. You will then be choosing a reality that is in alignment with you being punished. And that will show up in many ways. And this also creates an imbalance in your energy field. So this imbalanced energy field needs to be neutralized. And balanced forces of the external world will come in to neutralize your energy imbalance. So you have this belief, you're unconsciously playing out into reality that you deserve to be punished. So you are self-prophesizing that you are going to be punished. And now an effective way of perceiving guilt is that you just had an experience. A way of releasing guilt is that you just had an experience. It's just energy, it's just frequency, it's just vibration. It wasn't bad or wrong. You had an experience. And the best way to move through this is just accept the physical or external consequences of the experience that you chose or the action that you took that you feel guilty about. Just accept the natural repercussions and consequences of that action in the external world, but don't assign excess importance to it about your worth and how you're bad and wrong and feel guilt, because now you're adding another energy layer. Now you're going to receive the normal consequences of the external reality. You're going to be receiving the normal consequences of the external reality. And then on top of that, you're adding in a belief that you deserve to be punished. You're unconsciously in an energy that you deserve to be punished, and now it's going to multiply that. And one of the worst ways to associate to guilt is feeling guilty for things that wasn't even necessarily your fault. You weren't even really involved, but yet you still feel guilty. For example, let's say that you have a loved one and they had something to take care of, some type of responsibility that was theirs, and you could have helped them with it. But ultimately it was their responsibility. It was something you could have helped them with, but it was their responsibility. And then they don't end up fulfilling that responsibility, and they receive the consequences of not fulfilling that responsibility that you could have helped with, but it's not yours. But say you take on the blame, like, oh, I could have helped them, and you feel guilty for not helping them. This is one of the most dangerous of guilt, because now you're feeling guilty for something you didn't even do. Now, again, you're putting out the energy that you deserve to be punished, so you will attract or create or manifest a circumstance or situation that is in alignment with you being punished. Whether that's you losing your job, you get a health injury, whatever that is, that's closest to you experiencing that reality of being punished, it will manifest. So the most powerful ways to release guilt is to realize that it serves no purpose, that it does nothing for you. It only amplifies and makes the situation worse. It doesn't serve you. It doesn't serve anyone else. It only multiplies your suffering, and both internally and externally. And what you get to another way you can begin to release guilt is to realize that you are a divine being, that you are a creator, you are a creation of God, of source, of the universe. You are an important piece of the whole. And give yourself love, give yourself acceptance, see yourself through the lens of divinity and unconditional love. Love yourself and realize that if you experiencing something in the past that was undesirable, just realize it for what it was, an experience. And it has nothing to do with your worth or who you are. You are born worthy, you are always worthy, and you exist. You are here. It's just an experience, it's just energy, it's just frequency. It has nothing to do, bad and right and wrong, good, black and white. It doesn't matter. Okay? Experience or accept what comes with the consequences of your past actions. And now focus into, okay, what do I want to create moving forward? Let go of self-importance, that you're super important, and then also don't go to the opposite spectrum of that you're really insignificant. We were just guests visiting in this universe. And we get to dance and play, and whatever is calling to our heart of what we want to create and what we desire to achieve. I want to share a story from my past where I made what I deem as, you can call them mistakes, but really they led me to my greatest awakening. But I used to be a porn addict and a sex addict. And this led to complications in my relationship in high school with my girlfriend. And eventually it led me to indulging in behaviors of not being a loyal boyfriend. And whether that's in my mind or messaging other girls. And now this ultimately there was so many, high school, young love. There's so many different things of why complications and why it didn't work out. That I played my part, she played her part, we all played our part. But the bottom line is I made actions that I wasn't necessarily proud of. And I felt guilty for a while about it. Until once it led to the crumbling of my life. This immense guilt. I had in other words, I believed I deserved to be punished. So not only did my relationship fall apart, but my whole world fell apart. All my friends were no longer my friends anymore. I stopped getting invited to parties. Like everything, I went down and spiraled into a terrible, deep, dark hole. Now that led me to that was a catalyst for the greatest awakening of my life, becoming a conscious creator, because it inspired me eventually to start looking for answers. But my point is that my healing journey didn't really start really profoundly until I let go of the guilt and realized that it was just there to teach me. Realize that things that happen is just feedback of what we want to experience. It's just energy, it's just frequency. Okay, that felt that way. That's the feedback. It felt that way. I don't like how that felt. Cool. What do I want to create moving forward? And we utilize it as feedback, but we drop the story of we're bad and wrong and feel guilty about it. And as soon as I chose to release that and realize that it was a catalyst for my awakening, the guilt vanished and my vibration instantly rose. Because as soon as we let go of guilt, your vibration naturally rises. So let go of this need to punish yourself for something that's already happened. It's just energy, it's just frequency, it's just an experience. Now what do you want to create moving forward? So let go of trying to prove self-importance and just focus on admirable traits that you want to develop and give your attention there and then move in that direction. I love you guys. Hope you got value. I'll see you next one. Peace.